The next presentation, we've got Lukasz from Stordis coming up now. The talk is titled Revolution Telecoms, the Advent of 400G OpenZR in Open Networking Platforms. There you go.
That's right, that's right.
I've done it all there for you.
400G, in fact, not 40, but yes.
There you go.
Perfect, thank you. Hello, my name is Lukasz Lukowski. I come to you from Poland. It's not my first time being at LINX. I was starting from, I would say that, really visible. It was LINX120 when I had pleasure to be here. So definitely it's not the first time and not the last time. And today I would like to bring you through my journey. So focus from 2013, which I'm really paying a lot of attention is on that open networking and disaggregation. I don't want to take you through the, let's say, whole story with that topic, but I would like to provide you some updates related with the 400G and OpenZR+. But before we will go, maybe to some of you who didn't hear anything about the open networking. So it was happening a few years back. I will show maybe on the next slide. And the difference is that with those traditional legacy networking model, of course, you are getting everything from those tier one vendors. You are getting hardware, you are getting software, you are getting local support, and no one claimed that it is bad. But unfortunately, most likely, you stuck with them. In open networking model, simply everything is disaggregated. You are getting the hardware, so call it bare metal hardware, and you can choose the software which is fitting the best your needs. Going back to that hardware, in fact, that hardware is basically the same like those, let's say, tier one brands. In fact, it is coming from the same factories. So there is maybe 5 companies who are manufacturing networking hardware nowadays. Let's call them Acton, Celestica, Foxconn. Some of you could hear, maybe others not, but believe me that basically all open networking hardware and all traditional networking hardware is basically coming from those factories. And in 90% examples, it is powered by Broadcom chipset. So again, opening that hardware, basically there is no difference. More, it's coming from the same factories. Of course, the key will be software on top. And this is the beauty of the open networking. Simply, you can choose that software, you can choose the hardware provider, you can mix them, and in some cases, you can maybe migrate that software if that will be the needs. History of open networking is reaching 2012. That was the time when guys from the company called Cumulus Network, they introduced little piece of software called ONI. Open Network Install Environment. And based on that software, we've been able to take out that whole software stack from the hardware. Concept is well known. Take a look on the servers. Today, no one is pushing you to buy, I don't know, Dell servers with Windows on top. You are just buying servers with right parameters of the hardware inside, and you are deciding on your operation software. So 2012, it was when it been introduced by Cumulus. By the way, Cumulus today you will find under the NVIDIA. Over sometimes they've been acquired by Mellanox, the Mellanox by NVIDIA. But definitely we are really grateful a lot to those guys. A year after, ONI really started to be visible and a key one, and that was the first workshop showed during the Open Compute project, MIT, where they showed that that concept really can fly. We have that bare metal networking switches with third-party software. If we will go over the other years, only been adopted by a lot of different vendors. In 2015, we will see that maybe it's not, let's say, a significant growth from 0 to hero. It is around 40 open networking hardwares with that ONI, but provided by quite nice diversity of the vendors, 12 over that time. If we will go to today, to present, On the market, you will find more than 500 different hardware, open hardware devices. I have in mind both routers and switches from more than 20 vendors. And what is funny, that slowly, even those tier one partners, tier one vendors are also providing their hardware as an open hardware. Speaking about the switches, and maybe going back to main topic, so 400G and OpenZR+. In our world, you will find a lot of platforms which already are supporting that. I was just bringing 3 of them. It's more, let's say, some kind of like a data center cloud type of the hardware. All what you can see here is basically 400G, starting from the first one. Take a look how decent design it is. We have 32 times 400G, and speaking about the OpenZR+, we can support up to 16 of those. So that is really a significant designs and a huge challenge to deal with the cooling, with the thermal challenges. But that is the progress of the technology, which is mostly happening on that ODM level, the first. Next example, model based on the Tomahawk 4, 64 times 400G. Again, OpenZR+ is available there as well. We can have again up to 16, such as LINX, 8 on the left and on the right, with the 24 watts power budget. There are even a latest generation like the Tomahawk 5, which from the single ASIC you can get 64 times 800G. And those models are also supporting ZR+. But open networking is not only about the switches. Today, that disaggregation basically went everywhere. It's been born in the data centers, hyperscalers, but then it was going to telecoms enterprise. So speaking about the routers, just 2 examples, small one, access one, 24 times 25G, 2 times 100G, 2 times 400G. Again, OpenZR+ support. What this means? It means that we can go over the black fibers, DWDM, between the cities, directly through the coherent optics to the switch. You don't need to use any longer traditional transporter. There are also some bigger routers, like aggregation routers, core routers, and of course, key will be the software which you like to use. So, speaking about the edge core, because this is the one of the vendor where I have even a pleasure to working not only with, but also at edge core. So today, speaking about the OpenZR+ and the value which is bringing, first of all, as I say, we don't have to use traditional transporters. Simply, we are going over the 400G coherent optics directly to the switch, directly to the routers. If we will amplify that and maybe reduce a little bit the speed, we can go even up to 2,000 kilometers. There is a lot of parameters, of course, which you can tune and control. And based on the software, here are some examples from the CLI and OCNOS from IP Fusion. You can have basically the whole visibility. Of course, you don't have to go to the CLI if you don't wish. All of those operation systems based on the Linux, most of the time it is Debian. So it means that you have also like a full shell access, and you can leverage your tools which you know well from the server world and not only. Speaking about the distance, let's maybe focus on that amplifier, because this is really interesting. So what we see lately, it's not only, let's say, progress from the hardware perspective, switches, routers, where that coherent optics can go directly, but also from that coherent optics variation as well. So I was collecting here a few different vendors who are providing coherent 400G ZR+ transceivers. As you can see, of course, based on the fiber and the lost, again, an amplifier options, we can go quite easy over 20 or even 48 kilometers fully passive. So you are just using max demax. You have just switch on the one side, max demax. Of course, coherent is going directly to the hardware. And on the second side, same story. There is also an optics called ZR plus bright. So this is where you are not starting with some minus on your optical power, but basically on zero, or even slowly a bit more. Every time when we are able to add 1 dB, 2 dB, 3 dB, simply you can extend your amplifier distance. So we can go between the cities. We are right now supporting one university from Germany where we wanted to connect basically a few of them together. And depends on the budget, depends on the quality of your link, you can really do it fully passive without the amplification. Of course, if you will inject a little bit of the gain, simply your distance is extending significantly. Application could be really a lot. Can we use that in the internet exchanges? Of course. But it's not only about that. Simply, coherent technology is nothing new. Beauty is that you can use it today with your almost regular switches, because it's not only about the open networking. Support of the ZR Plus we see widely in our industry. So what is coming next year, and it is also really interesting. So not only going to the 800G, but step back, 100G coherent optics under the QSFP28 form factor. What this will give us? It will give us, again, similar distance on 100G and WDM network with your regular switches without any special budget requirements with, of course, the software support. So that is something that we are expecting from more or less Q1, late Q2 next year. If you would like to start and you are wondering how to do it, how to touch that open networking disaggregation, I am encouraging you to maybe use one of our labs. One main one is located in Germany, in Stuttgart, where our headquarters is located. Another one is also in Leszno, in Poland, where I am coming from. There is a few so-called open compute experience centers. Basically, you will find it all over the world, all over Europe, also in UK, in Manchester. But lately, we've been opening a new one in Berlin, where you can test not only open networking hardware, but open networking or open servers, open storage, basically the configuration which are being used by the hyperscalers. If you are looking for more information, some kind of like a trainings, I am encouraging you to go on that website. It's our sister company where we are providing trainings. Training knowledge is, of course, a value. So we decided to educate market, to educate our partners, and basically a lot of the trainings which you can find there, they are just free of charge, especially for the students, back on the days when the Cisco and the others been doing. But if you would like to make your hands dirty, you wanted to really touch that hardware, smell that hardware, we have a couple of such as mobile racks, which we can equip with the right configuration regardless. You are more on the data center colocation, fine. Maybe you would like to test some solution more dedicated for the campus, power over Ethernet, no problem. You wanted to test some localization with mentioned coherent technology, let us know. We will provide that configuration, right hardware, send that to you, and you can really test it. So who we are, what we are doing, as a Stordis, we are helping to aggregate that disaggregation. We know that it is quite painful. You have open hardware from different vendors, software, but then you are thinking how to do migration, how to maintain that, who will take the responsibility. We are here locally in Europe, Germany, UK, Poland, to support such as opportunities and our partners. So that is basically everything from my end. I would like to add that we are also just in front. Unfortunately, we are the victims of the Brexit. Our hardware, our giveaways stuck on the custom clearance. But they told us that they release it, even that they receive it on Sunday. So please bear with us. Hopefully tomorrow we will have everything what we sent, including a lot of nice giveaways, and not only. So hopefully we will see you tomorrow as well. Of course, we are here with my friends, and I'm also happy to take any question, but easy one.
Any questions? Okay. Oh, there is one hand up.
The easy one, as we discussed it, yeah?
I'll try and be easy. How does the compatibility, it's an open standard, but I at least heard from a person that I won't cite publicly that some of the ZR and ZR Plus transceivers between vendors aren't necessarily hugely compatible with each other. Like how is that going these days? I know there was an event supposedly where all the vendors got together and tried to make themselves fully compatible. But.
So yeah, yes, you are right. It means it being standardized. Yeah? I would say like the biggest challenge is still from the software perspective. Yeah, it's less between them, but it's more to let's say port them and support them from the network operation software. That was the biggest challenge which we saw mostly.
To be clear, is that the software on the pluggable or is that the software on the switch?
That is software on the switch.
Okay.
That is software on the switch. But we already been testing in our lab and also in the field, for example, having, I don't know, smart boxes on the one side and coherent on the other side, yeah? And yes, that works.
Cool, thank you.
Hello, I've got a question. I actually don't know the answer to this, but can you download the OCNOS code? Can you download the software and make changes to it? Like, so I can download OpenBSD, I can download Bird, I can download OpenBGPD, I can change the code. Can you do that with OCNOS?
I don't think so.
No. So it sounds like it's proprietary, perhaps.
That is, yes, it is a commercial software, definitely. You cannot change everything, but open networking is not starting on the, I don't know, edge core hardware and not ending also on the OCNOS as a software. So really depends what you are looking for, yeah? If you would like to have quite a lot of flexibility, I encourage you to take a look into the Sonic project. But of course, depends on the feature request. Maybe it could be not fully ready for your needs. But definitely you have far more visibility, flexibility to do those changes.
And you mentioned Broadcom, a beautiful company. If I don't want to use Broadcom, who would I use?
So, you know, frankly speaking, there is not too many options, yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
There's a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that in your presentation.
And it is true, yeah? Take a look. We had a really great story with the Barefoot networks. Then they've been acquired by Intel, and basically slowly, yeah, okay, we have Marvell. They can have some powerful chipset, but then where is the software for that, yeah? Okay, in the legacy, it will be quite well adopted, or could be quite well adopted, but less in open networking, I would say.
And Cumulus and NVIDIA, you know, NVIDIA are well known for being an open organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And what happened with also Cumulus after the acquisition by Mellanox and NVIDIA, is that so open? Now I will say that no, especially that today it is running primarily on the Mellanox chipset, yeah? So going back to Broadcom, yes, they are basically taking 90% or more of the market, and whatever, if we like that or not, I would say that it is as it is. But from the other side, they are really providing a decent designs. Every time where they are releasing a new series, regardless, for the data centers like the Tridents, or for your more telco approach like the Cumulus, the LINX, just they are doing with so many different ASIC that it is unbelievable. Yeah, going to that level, I would say that it is a huge challenge.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you,
Lukasz. Yeah, thank you.